Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Arena Gauntlet League video. Today will be match number 12 here in the Lorwyn Eclipsed League. And if you've kind of stumbled upon this video or this series and you don't know what's going on, you can check back in the description for the intro video to show you kind of what this league is and how we arrived at the deck you see on your screen right now, which is the deck we are running into match number 12. We've got kind of a Jund graveyard value-ish kind of deck going on with a lot of rares. We were able to fit in Bitterbloom Bearer, we've got Bristlebane Battler, we've got Abigail, Selfless Safe-Right, Soul Immolation, Gloom Ripper, Grub. There's a lot of rares in here that are quite good, and that's the main reason I'm running this deck as you see it here. So had some success yesterday, a little bit of a spoiler alert there, but we're going to see if we can continue that success into the rest of this week. Heading into our 12th match, here is where we currently stand among the leaders of the league. We are in 33rd place with a record of 7-4 and a very high opponent match win percentage to boot. To help us out a little bit, we are roughly on pace exactly for where we need to be, but we'd have to keep up this pace and improve it by just a couple percentage points to be where we want to be at the end of this year. Look at the top, I'm still playing this one relatively early on in the week. We've got Black Canary and Preacher at 9-1, Imperial March hot on their heels at 9-4, and then a bunch of 8-2s to follow that up as well. So we're looking to improve upon our record today against, apologies on pronunciation, Saixzerjg, I think is how it goes. If that's not correct, my apologies. They have a record of 2-8 in 188th place here so far in the league. Their Lorwyn pool has gone 2-4 so far, and you know, that's what's very unique about this league is that even opponents with a lot more losses than you, even though they may not be as skilled as you might be in the particular league you're playing in, or just having a bad league, they have so many more packs and so many more rares that they have access to, which really evens the playing field at this point. So as lopsided as this matchup may look on paper, don't get caught up just yet. Now, their lifetime AGL record is right about 500 there with the 49%. And mine is over there at 55.64 after our last win yesterday to start out this week. Saixzerjg doesn't have any badges yet here, but you never know. There is still time to have that done for them as well. So this is going to be an interesting matchup with a pool that is dozens more cards than mine going against me, but we are on a hot streak a little bit here, and I think we're about 5-1 in our last 6, so we're going to see if we can keep that up here in match number 12. See you in game number 1. We'll begin by playing first here in the match, and yeah, I think it's fine. It's not super great. We can cycle Zealot here, I guess. We at least have our colors of mana. I could probably cycle Zealot for an extra black to play the Gloom Ripper here. Now I don't really need to. This could also help the Weaver get something back in the event that I get 3 creatures. I hit 2 lands, so we'll see. Okay, still no plays. Got a second red. I think I cycle Zealot for black here. So let's attack with the Scout, cycle Zealot on their turn. Potentially, I was going to say plays Gloom Ripper next turn, but probably just hold up removal as Gloom Ripper is 5 mana, not 4. Okay, that's 2/3 lifelink. And going to get a swamp here. And pass it back. I'd like the Weaver to be able to get something back, so I want to do that after I have 3 creatures here. Potentially just firing off Feed the Flames on kind of whatever, but I mean, if they don't have any creatures, I mean, if Gloom Ripper can hit something for 2, which I guess it can hit the Eclipsed Elf here now. All right, is it glitching? Okay. Right, is it? This is an elf. It's creatures you control plus elves in your graveyard. This is an elf, so next turn this will deal 2. All right, what is going on with this? Okay, don't think I need to do that, so let's go ahead. think just play the Gloom Ripper. I could do Informant plus Weaver, but that doesn't really seem great. So let's just do this. Oh, do they have... what's it called? The Death Touch trick? So many people are running that. Scarblade's Malice looks to be likely what it is. See if they use it just to get a 2/2 back here. Oh, Requiting Hex. Yeah, I missed that one. Good news is at least it still counts the graveyard, so it still kills it. I definitely did miss that. Okay. So we've got black, red, and green here. There's a lot of things this could be, and I don't think I want to find out. So just realized there's a high perfect Morcant as well. I have to blight onto this. They'll likely play this next turn. So no blocks. Please don't kill the Gloom Ripper. I need the count of 3 for the Weaver to get something back here. There's the high perfect. Make that smaller. I think I would like to kill this sooner rather than later. So why don't we safe right and feed the flames, I think? No, yeah, I could. That would eat this here because it's going to grow to a 3/3. So we go ahead and get rid of that here now. Play this and then attack for 3. Because we know they have some sort of trick here. I wouldn't be opposed to trading the trick for the safe right. Well, I mean, at this point, this is just a 3/3, so I probably should have traded it with that, but okay. Usually you click away and that display goes away, but now it's staying around. There's another rare, Twilight Diviner. Got lots of rares over there. There's 2 high perfect Morcants. There's a Champion of the Weird. What are they getting back now? Probably Eclipsed Elf, I would think. Yeah. Playing against these decks, or these pools that have a lot of losses, that means they have a lot of cards. And sometimes those cards can really outvalue you. I think I want to get back Zealot here. But maybe I can surveil something better into the yard. Do I want to attack first is the question. I don't think I do. I think I'll just go leave stuff back. So let's see if anything else better gets into the yard. Do I have a goblin in there? No. But grub is still pretty good. I think I just keep it and then get back the 6/5. And then just pass the turn. Kind of stalled for a bit here, but we have a couple good things coming. You know, grub copying the Zealot is pretty good, so Mana Efficiency says I should play Zealot this upcoming turn, but getting grub down so that I could flip it and then attack is also... Oh, they found their other one. No, never mind. Wait, where'd it come from? Maybe they did get it from... No, I guess they found their other one. Okay. That's nice and all. At least I have a creature I can blight onto. To keep growing out of range of this for now. But, they can tap 3 elves as a sorcery, which they currently do have to make them proliferate, to, like, increase the counters on these things. Do I want to attack here? This gives me another Surveil. I still have a 5/5, a 3/3, and a 6/5 back. Yeah, let's attack with this one. So this can kill the 3/2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I can't do all of this next turn, but I can play both of these at the very least. It's not a goblin to get back. It's not a shapeshifter or anything. I think it's still pretty good though, so I think I'll keep it. Seen a lot of their rares. They do also have a grub. They have a Deceit. They have a Spine Rock Tyrant, all of which would be pretty bad for me to see. Looks like they're playing the majority of their rares based on the colors they have access to here. Alright, here's this. Let's go ahead and put the counter here. No goblins, so I can't return anything. I can kill the Eclipsed Elf right now with the Elm, but I think getting Grub down so that Grub can attack is good, but Grub doesn't really have great attacks either on the backside. It's just blighting a Zealot or something is going to be pretty good, even if Grub just trades and blights a Zealot or something like that. So let's just do this. And this here. I don't think I want to attack with the Zealot because I want to be able to get a copy of it next turn. So no attacks. Oh, whenever another elf enters too. Oh, they just found that big trampler. That thing's hard to get through. I think they're going to pull that back if I had to guess. And there it is. The Moon Vigil Adherence could be like a 9/9. 10/10. Perfect. Okay, I don't know what to do about that now. This card is such a pain to get rid of. I think I do need to try to flip Grub here. Alright, Pitiless Fists can fight something. Can get rid of the High Perfect, but this thing is still a problem. I think I still like getting that back though. Permanent. Do I have enough mana I don't have enough mana to do this plus this. I'd have to wait a turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't have the mana, so I can't get super greedy. I think I just should do this right now. And nothing's going to be able to attack past this thing is the issue, so I want to get rid of the High Perfect Morkent, so what do I want to fight with? Either Zealot, Safe-Right, or Ripper here. Let's put it here. Have it kill the other one, but this is still a big problem to get through. I don't exactly know what I'm doing about that yet. If I try to double block and they have removal, it's really bad. Can I afford to just take 10? Maybe I can take 10 for one turn, and if I draw unconditional removal, then I get myself out of it, and then I have to double block next turn, so there's some things here, some options. Alright, another champion. Can they wipe my board yet? Probably pretty close. Yeah, they might just be able to wipe my entire board like this. Champion of the Weird on a big board is quite difficult to deal with. Because they're going to be left with an 11/11. Okay. So they're spending about 10 life-ish to wipe my board, but not be left with a huge creature on the backside necessarily. Okay, so they will just wipe my whole board here. Oh, yeah, I have yet to see that card be able to do that, but, you know, at least they're only left with 2 1/1s. So that is somewhat of a consolation, but not much. Plus, when this dies, they get a removal spell back here. Oh, Deceit. Yeah, that's a card. So I can block block and kill Deceit here, I guess. Leave them with the Stoic Grove Guide. They might just try to Champion of the Weird potentially. Yeah, what a turn that was, wasn't it? +3/+3, so that puts me to 1 right now. Okay. They have another trick to finish me off, or... Gains Indestructible. Well... Oh, and Trample. Well, then I think that would do it if I don't kill the Deceit, right? So I do this, well, it would get plus, was it +1/+0? +2/+0, so 7 and Trample, so it's 3, +4 is 7, so I could kill the Grove Guide, lose my creature, they're left with everything. Conversely, I put the Blightrot here, it becomes a 1/1, and then it becomes a 3/1 Trample Indestructible, so I still go to 1. I'm not sure there's either any way I survive any of this. So I go to 1 here. And I need multiple different things to go right. I'm not even sure what that could be. Yeah, and they can just blight and kill this thing too. So even Soul Immolation doesn't do anything. Yeah, rares for the win. So we're going to have to figure out something to do about rares here on in sideboarding. And I don't know what that is. Their rares aren't artifacts or enchantments. So Changeling doesn't do anything. I would need instant speed removal to deal with the Champion of the Weird from wiping my board again, and I don't have much more of that I don't already have included. I'm not seeing anything that is particularly great against what they got going on. They just have rares.deck, basically. I saw almost all of them. Deceit, Diviner, Champion, double High Perfect Morkant. They've got a Formidable Speaker and a Grub and a Spine Rock Tyrant as well. So yeah, they're all incredibly good. So are mine. I just didn't see mine that game. I'm not sure there's anything that's much better here. Is it worth trying to get out ahead of them and not play to the late game with things like the Crossroads Watcher, Surly Farrier type of game? It very well could be. So if I did something like this, and then took out a lot more of the grindy cards here, so like took out Luminolisk, took out Blackthorn, playing much more of a lower to the ground game here. Grove Guide, maybe this could be a better plan to try to close the game out before it gets to all the insanely great stuff. Still 4 cuts on this plan, though. I think I like Anti-Sentence, especially on the play against all these really good cards. The Elm is a little slower on this plan. This is much more of a grindy, late-game kind of card. They're still good, though. Maybe 1 Stompling. I think the Watcher's better. The Removal's probably still good. The Eulogist might be standing out as not super great. It does have Menace. It does drain a little bit, but this is much more of kind of like a more aggressive plan here. Do I need to change my mana base? There's a lot more green now. So if I did this, if I had another green in my sideboard, which I don't, so I can't change my mana base. In fact, I have some of almost everything except green, so that's great. So that can't happen. All right. Here we go. Let's try to change things up a little bit here. That's what's super unique about this league as well. Is like, even though they're 2 and 8, they've got a pool that is very difficult to deal with. Because the rares are just very, very good. So, all right. Well, we might just get mana screwed out of this match, unfortunately. Can I go to 5? I mean, they did mulligan as well. Okay, we're all going down. So keep 5. And I guess let's just try to play a low to the ground creature game like our sideboarding plan entailed. Okay, double green, there's an elf. Looks like they kept it on top. So I'm sure it's a land to help them hit their next land drop. Oh, now they want it in the graveyard. Okay. The mono green deck. So I guess they can sack this to get an elf back here, which does trade for both of these creatures. Okay, found a swamp, and they're better creatures, so good for that. I don't think that's gonna do much for us. We can't even cast it if we drew a land exactly. No, next turn we have to draw this, so no. I go to combat, get in for 4. And now we're pretty much out of gas, so I'm not really sure what we could draw that would help too much. I was about to say Bitter Bloom Bearer, but I need this and I could do it on their turn. I could attack with this one and flash in the Bearer to make it trade, but they're probably just blocking with the Informant here, I would think. There's a chance they block with the High Perfect, but I doubt it. Plus it opens it up to sorcery speed removal on their turn, which I don't know if I want to do. And they have priority right now, so they could have an instant of sorts. They already showed Thoughtweft Charge before, so don't think I want to play into that. They have double Nameless Inversion as well. There's a lot of things here, so I'm just going to let them potentially burn their mana. More rares. And an elf. Alright, let's have Bitter Bloom Bearer survive so we can take over the skies here. Alright, I'm going to do this so I can have attacks with all of my creatures. Well, most. So let's go here, here, and here. Nothing has reach. And if Bearer survives and they don't have removal, we could potentially take over the air here. Go to 7. But if it does die, then it's going to be a bit rough for us. On a 7-turn clock if this one survives, though. Sure. Yeah, no blocks. Okay, pushing the damage. can probably chump at least one of them this turn. With the Druid or the Wickermaw, doesn't really matter. Okay, let's try this. Maybe they have a trick to kill the Druid or something. But my plan is entirely reliant on Bitterbloom Bearer at this point, I think. Maybe they can play an elf and make me kill something because I have to blight. Formidable Speaker. Okay, that is an elf. I think I get rid of Druid. What creature are they going to get? Champion of the Weird, I guess? That would be pretty good. It might actually save them exactly at 1. No? Okay, so gaining some life off the Emissary here. Midnight Tilling, is that good enough? It's probably good enough. I have to trade here, so I'm gonna get another Surveil, but if I leave that on top, okay, sure. Alright, they're gonna be gaining more life here. They might have potentially gotten out of range with the Emissary gaining life. In comes everything? Yeah. Alright, go to 1. This puts me at 5 right now, and they would have to gain... Now, if they play an... If they play an elf, particularly, they gain... They have to play 2 elves here. If they play 2 elves, they don't lose. Because they play an elf... I have to kill a creature and they gain a life. Then they play another elf. I kill another creature, they gain another life, and then I only have 1 flyer. This is also just 9 damage right here. I could do this. In that case, another elf would still make me lose a thing here. This is tough. Oh, there's a lot of things. Gilt-Leaf's Embrace does give trample. I forgot about that. +2/+0 in trample. So if I blocked only here, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus another 5. Yeah, so that would be exactly death. And we've already seen Gilt-Leaf's Embrace come down, so we know they have that. So I can't do just this, because that leaves me dead to Gilt-Leaf's Embrace. So I think I have to block like this. The other options are Requiting Hex, which I feel like they would have used pre-combat, or Nameless Inversion. Okay, let's try that. I don't know, there's probably still a line where I die here. Okay, save the Emissary. And if they can play an elf post-combat, then they make me blight and go to 1. That's a goblin. Gain 2 life. How convenient. Uh, okay. So I block here, I block here, and I take 4, and I gain 2. Oh, this is a tough race. They have the ways to sacrifice. Like, if they have the Champion of the Weird, I'm definitely dead here this turn, but... Blight 1. They gain 1. Can I still survive if I block here? So block, go to 6, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That doesn't do it. No, I could. I can, right? I think that does still work. So I put it here. I block there, and then I block here. I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This only triggers when goblins die. So as long as this isn't anything, if they have Requiting Hex as well, then yes, I lose. Conversely, I could kill that off, still block there, and have 2 attackers left. No, I can't go to 1 though. I forgot about that. So I block here, go to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that does keep me alive at exactly 1. Okay, go to 1. Oh, does it give lifelink? Oh my goodness. They just have had every answer here, unfortunately. So I think we are about done. Yeah. Can put them to 2, but doesn't do anything. It's the first time I've drawn this card, just hasn't done anything. Unfortunately, they have had lots of answers there, and we had to mull to 5 and all sorts of things. That just wasn't our match. They have too many rares to compete against our 4 losses so far. So we'll take the loss, see if we can recover. Well, unfortunately, it's one of those where, you never really stand a chance. Usually every league, you have a couple losses where it's just like, no matter what you do, you're just going to lose it. And they seem to have all the answers there in the second one after a mull to 5 by us. So we do fall down to 7-5 in 49th place. Since our game, a few others have played. We've got some 11-4s, 10-5s, and then Canary and Preacher still sitting there at 9-1 on the top as well. 7-5 is not exactly where you want to be. Currently on pace for roughly 14 or 15 wins. Got to get up to 20 to have a chance to final this league. So we've got to improve this Lorwyn pool. Let's see if our comeback packs can do that. Our first one is on your screen now, and it's horrible. Unfortunately. Rhinefire Torque, relatively unplayable rare. We have an Eclipsed Elf, which would be good in this deck. A Wildvine Pummeler. That's it. Maybe a Guiltleaf's Embrace, potentially, but like, the Elf would be great, the Pummeler would be fine, and that's pretty much it. How would this fit into our Shadowmoor Esper deck that's doing quite well? Also pretty horribly. It gets a protective response, and it gets maybe a Summit Sentinel for the board, but that's about it. So it's a garbage pack for both pools. And the second one, well, got a Figure of Fable there. And both of my decks are playing either white or green. So this could fit into either of them. How does this pack do here in our current Lorwyn pool? Well, it gets a Figure, it gets a Pummeler for hire, it gets a Feed the Flames. That's probably all it would get. How would it do over in our Esper pool? It would get a Pyrrhic Strike, a Temporal Cleansing, and there's actually literal 0 black cards in this pack, which I didn't even know was possible. So that might, I'm not sure if that's a mistake or not, but it would get maybe 2 cards over there as well. All I know is that my Lorwyn pool needs more help than my Esper pool. My Shadowmoor pool does. And Figure of Fable's the best card here, and we're going to hope that it can improve our Lorwyn chances. So I assigned this second pack that you're looking at right now to our Lorwyn pool. So I brought the relevant cards into our pool here, which was just 3, the Figure, the Feed, and the Pummeler. And we got to see what to cut for them. I think they're probably all good enough to make our deck. At this point, it's just what needs to come out. I've toyed around with removing the red entirely from this pool, but I think we've got Wickermaw, Double Druid, Feardock Core, you know, the Evolving Wilds, the Double Zealot, and Soul Immolation is probably still our best card, and I want to be able to include it. But our mana situation is starting to get stretched a little bit. We have double black, 2 drops in Abigail and Bearer. We've got double red, a double black 5-drop, a double green 5-drop. Granted, this one does have Convoke. And we've got Figure now, which really needs to be heavy green in this deck. So it's going to be a little bit interesting. Let's see what to cut from here now. What has been slightly underperforming? I mean, this Sneakling doesn't particularly fit. I guess it does add to our Vivid count for Pummeler. Wildvine Pummeler as well as Luminolisk, but I don't know how important that is necessarily. I could probably cut it, I might think. I think Cinderstrike is still a fine enough include currently. The Blackthorn and the Eulogist are kind of sticking out. Luminolisk, I think, still seems okay as a Death Toucher here. So let me cut the Blackthorn. I think the Grove Guide is relatively fine considering we have double Tilling, double Informant. Do we really need double Informant at this point? I'm wondering how this deck is playing out. It's like, it has the ability to curve out and kind of hit hard, and then there's some rares over here that can help us in the late game, but if we get to the point where it's more of a board stall, things like Informant are not as good. And the fact that 2 of our 2-drops are Druids leaning towards this, I think it's not really a deck that plays out like this. Figure, I still think fits in because it just wins the game on its own sometimes, which is good enough. So I could possibly cut, I could cut a Zealot. They've been pretty good at the top end for us. We've seen this card a lot. I keep coming back to Sneakling. It doesn't really provide a lot of synergy for us. It does count as an Elf in the Yard for Ripper and Eulogist. It counts as Vivid count for Wildvine Pummeler as well as Luminolisk. Those are the real benefits I see it. Is that worth just having a random 2-mana 2/2 flash? Maybe. I still think Grove Guide is fine here, so I could probably cut maybe 1 Informant, and then I like all of our black down here. I like the black here. Eulogist is standing out a little bit, but it adds to our elf count, helps with our graveyard synergies. So I think I'm just going to come back to Sneakling. And now it's mainly kind of black cards that could help us out early. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with this. I have not liked this pool really from the beginning. It's just, this is the way to fit in the best of our rares, and I think the rares are going to have to help us, although we just saw in this matchup today that if our rares go up against better rares, which is very possible at this point in the league here, week 3 going into week 4-ish, could really struggle, but I just don't think there's much else better stuff over here in the sideboard necessarily. All this blue is not great. There could potentially be a green-white build-ish, but it leaves out things like Gloom Ripper, Soul Immolation, Grub, Bitterbloom Bearer. There's a lot of really good cards it leaves out if we go straight green-white. I just don't think it's optimized for that necessarily. So I think I'm going to lock in this for now and hope we can get a little lucky with the draws here going forward for the rest of the week. So thanks for tuning in today, and I will see you next time here at Daily Draft.